Welcome back to DJV Ranch, where we bring you the dreams of DonJon. Now, if you hadn't seen our pilot episode, you might want to take a look-see, get yourself caught up on our story. Now, today we're not going to do a lot of labor. We're going to take a tour of the DJV Ranch and look at all the projects we're going to be bringing you over the next weeks, days, months, rest of our lives. But first, let me tell you a little bit about this jacket I have on. I'm sure you're admiring it quite a bit. It's from a company called Buckboard that I've done as much research as I could in the late 60s and early 70s. And the company's not around anymore. This had to be their premier jacket that year. You can't find something like this anymore. Only DonJon's got that. It's got the long fringe, and well, that's my preference. I really prefer the long fringe, see? Alrighty, well, I'm gonna go put on some work clothes and I'll see you back in the yard.
Get past the people, get past the hitman.
You ready to get to work? First, we're gonna get a fresh bandana. A little windy today, isn't it? We're gonna get it in here like we always do. Let's go. Now, as you see here, last time you were here, we didn't have all this fencing up, total security, and we're gonna have the front entrance right where you're standing. And we're gonna put up these pallet gates. We're using pallets, and they're gonna sit up here. They're gonna go up here, and we got a large door. You'll see that later. And actually, what we're thinking about, and you're gonna enjoy this, and we're gonna see you here, is we're gonna do a farmer's market sometime in the spring. Let's go on down here. Excuse our mess. This is a salvage yard, but this is not my junk. It's gonna go soon. In fact, if somebody here wants an old van, give us a shout.
Get past the people, get past the hitman.
When you do junk, you get all kinds of fun things. This is my pallet collection. Pallets are everywhere. So I'm moving on from my yellow period to my pallet period. And we're gonna create art out of pallets, we're gonna build things out of pallets, all that. Now, we're lucky enough to have our first patron on Patreon. A big patron, gave us a nice little chunk of change. And what we're gonna do, first in a series of pallet paintings, we're gonna get this pallet right here, and we're gonna paint him something special. We're gonna sand it up, do all kinds of things, but you'll be here to help. So, bang it, that's where we're going with pallets. It's gonna be a fun time. We're gonna create a pallet yard up here, and we're gonna do some interesting things with this. We're gonna experiment with milk paint and all kinds of things. So that'll be an ongoing project here on DJV Ranch that you'll be able to help us with. See the evolution of DJV Ranch. You know, it's gonna be beautiful. It's gonna be fun. Now over here, this is basically an extension to the Mobus as a studio. This is gonna be a covered studio, and we're gonna do a little trick that you may not know about. We're gonna put a Quonset hut over this eventually, soon actually, and the interesting thing is we're gonna use free used trampolines. We'll have fun with that. Now, let's walk on over here. Coming back to what we were doing last year and getting our side gate fixed up, and we're gonna have a little stream here that we pump the water around. I'm gonna have fencing. I think you might remember last year we tried to do the flowers, didn't do so well, but this year I think we know what we're doing. I hope. We'll see. Maybe you've got some thoughts. So let's walk around. You'll remember.
Get past the hitman.
You remember our sign? We're gonna get that going. We're going to do it as well as DJV Ranch. Now that's an interesting thought I want to tell you. We're gonna have a little contest, and we're gonna name this place, because as you might have noticed, I continue to change the name. So right now it's DJV Ranch, but we gotta get it to the Texas board and get ourselves a brand. So we're gonna do something interesting. We'll let you know later. We're gonna change the name to a real Texas ranch brand. Let's walk on in here to our little enchanted garden. Again, keep in mind, we're getting started. We're bringing you along on our adventure, creating art and beauty and joy. And that's what Dreams of DonJon's all about. It's about creating beauty and joy and art. Now this is going to be an enchanted garden someday. I'm not going to belabor it today for you, but it's now just a bunch of hackberries. But we're going to do something that's going to be fabulous. You can see the back of the mow bus there. Poor old Sylvia. Well, you know Sylvia if you saw our pilot episode. Again, watch it. You'll know what the hell's going on in the dreams of DonJon. Poor old Sylvia's broken down again. That's actually all she's been, but I'm in love with her, so I tolerate it. Okay, but we're going to get it fixed up. Again, we're taking a tour today. We're not doing any work, but you'll be along with us when we start doing it. It needs a head gasket, not a head gasket, a valve cover gasket. That's a lot easier, I think, and maybe a little JB weld on the radiator. And we'll at least have her as a ranch vehicle here. Now, you might have noticed this. My producer was complaining. He didn't want to come out anymore and have to shit in a bucket. So I got him a portalette so he can have his nice sitting inside. But he's a good guy. He actually does a good job for us, the producer. He's here today. We're happy to have him. Let's come this way.
Get past the people, get past the hitman.
1982 Mercedes Benz 500 SEL Euro. Everything on the inside, as you'll see, has the German, has all the German for all the buttons and gadgets and stuff. Now this car is going to be special for two reasons. First, it's going to become my diplomatic car. DonJon's Mercedes Diplomatic Benz. We're going to put diplomatic flags on it and all my various multiverse awards and so on and so forth. We're going to paint a big, we'll probably put the DonJon crest on it, the family crest on the top. Interesting what we're going to do with this. We're going to try to sand it down and we're going to use that peel paint that you can peel it off. So we're going to continue to change it every once in a while, 6 months and stuff. So it's something I've been wanting to do is try that paint. So that's how we're going to do it. And we're going to make it a fun art car. Useful though, useful, not too crazy. Now, fortunately, it's got a top, so we're gonna have to put a bulletproof plexi on the top for parades when I get out and want to sit up here like the Pope, right? He goes out in the Pope mobile. This is kind of like the Pope mobile, DonJon's Mercedes is. So that's where we are on that. So now you might notice over my shoulder here, or here, the old 64 Holiday Rambler. And that's where we've got Kyle in the wilderness of the forgotten ones. Now I stay away. We've had some quantum disturbances over there, so I'm kind of staying away right now. But what's interesting about that is it's not just a Holiday Rambler. In '64, they offered a multiverse version of the Rambler. And we're going to find the parts. It's been somewhat taken down. We're going to find all the parts, and we're eventually going to turn it back into to a multiverse machine, which I call the Moverse Rambler. But right now, Kyle's off in the wilderness. That gives us a chance to do a lot of work, get a lot of projects going, get our dreams moving. So I'm so glad you're here. We're going to have fun. Enjoy.
Get past the people, get past the hitman.
If you've seen any of our videos, you know we film at Moversal Studios, which is actually Mobus 3. And here we are in the wardrobe department of Moversal Studios, where I've got my full wardrobe here. We use this here. We're going to see a lot of this in the future if you hang in there with us. Well, we've got a special evening tonight. We got a little Christmas party my good friend Amanda's having here on DJV Ranch, and just up the way we've got a bonfire and all that, and it's kind of fun because it's called a onesies party. Now, I'm not a guy to wear pajamas in public. You know, you might have seen the way I dress. Pajamas is, trust me, I like pajamas, but ain't for going out. Now, the fun part is you're going to be able to hang out with us here at the Moversal wardrobe department and get dressed for this party. So we're going to start out, and I'm going to just give you a little hint of what we're going to wear, because I do have a onesie. The only reason I have a onesie is because I'm a member of the League of Dalmatian Gentlemen. So this is our uniform, a onesie in Dalmatian. You don't believe me, do you? Anyway, that's what we're going to do tonight. Okay, now I'll tell you something else kind of fun that we're going to wear tonight. Right here is an authentic replica, sanctioned replica of an Elvis shirt worn in, I believe it was Love Me Tender. As a matter of fact, I designed this shirt for a little company back in the day. We're going to wear it tonight. It's beautiful. It's actually a poet shirt. Look at that. Look at that. It's fabulous. You're going to love it. You know what? We'll just go through it. Let's get dressed. I'll tell you a little more about it as we go. All right, we're getting ourselves ready for this Christmas party. So this is the onesie. I like it. And we're going to put on our Elvis-inspired velvet poet shirt. Is that badass? And take off our beautiful hat. Get ourselves dressed. And get ourselves out there. They're going to be asking where we are. Where you can tell me what to wear. But it is Christmas. I like this scarf. Put some red in there. But the all black's kind of cool too. I think we're going to go with this. Get a little Christmas red in there, okay? Because I got something to show you, speaking of red. Sort of gives you a little. There we go. All right, now, we got to accessorize. So let's figure out what we're going to accessorize. I think you've seen some of my honorariums here that I get to wear. The only reason I like this one because it's red and Christmas. It's a bit much for tonight, I think. So we're going to put that one on hold. And we'll just move on to the jacket. There are enough honorariums on there. Now look at this. Custom-made English fox hunting jacket. And it's DonJon's most famous jacket. Might have seen me out with it. Or maybe you didn't. But we're going to go ahead and get her on. And we're going to head out to this party. All right. Oh, yeah. There you go. You know, can you believe it? We got a wardrobe department with no mirror. Have you heard of such a fucking thing? A wardrobe department without a mirror. So I'm going to assume I look fabulous. I don't assume it. I know I look fabulous. I guess you found my party attitude. You know what? Let's go have some. I knew there was one thing missing. So we're going to brush our hat up. I've got some very special cowboy hat advice for you, but we'll hold that for another day. I like to hold some of these fashion secrets, give them away right up front, because this vintage hat is really special to me. We're going to have a whole segment. We'll do a whole video on hats, because we're going to have lots of hats. But let me get this thing cleaned off about here. Let me get this thing a little clean. We won't overthink it. We'll just get a little brushed off since it's evening, you know. Let's get a little brushed off. A little fun there. What a mess. A little, you know, you can make a really great hat even greater by just having a little horsehair, having a little feather, having a little strange, you know, medallion or whatever you can find, a piece of junk, it doesn't matter. Let's put this hat on and let's get to that party, because party time is my time. So we've got a good friend who's having a Christmas party here at DJV Ranch, and we're going to have a little fun. Wish you were invited, and actually you will be. Go to our Patreon site and join. And you know, this isn't just about video or all that. It's just about having some fun, creating some art, and hanging out. So we'll see you next time.